Hello, I'm Marshal Vladimir, and this is Operation Overlord. So I'm going to start my turn with my tech rolls. So I'm rolling for jet fighters, improved factories, and attack transports. Jet fighters succeeds at an 8. Improved factories fails with a 2. And attack transports fails with a 3. All of this is probably for nothing anyways, because the game's probably going to end before I get any of these technologies. So then I'm just going to quickly move on to a correction video for the battle and the channel, because depending on what happens here, I'll change. It could affect my movement. So I'm gonna my transports, because I have ASW, did not get to roll in the 2 rounds of combat where they possibly could have rolled. So they have 2. So I had 2 transports, so I'll have 2 dice at 1 for round 1, 2 dice at 2 for round 2. If these get no hits, then I've been told the Germans will remain, and then I have 1 extra heavy cruiser dice for round 3. But if the transports do get the hit on the submarines, then the Germans will retreat, and that'll change the British turn. So I'm going to start with my 2 transports at 1 for round 1. A 6 and a 5. So no hit, no issue. Now 2 at 1 for round 2. There's just 1 submarine here that can be hit. A 4 and a 12. So no issue. So then the Germans shall be continuing into round 3. And so now I have a heavy cruiser at a 6. A 4. So that means that I've been told the Germans will lose an additional medium bomber. And other than that, all results shall stay the same. Okay, so now let's move into my purchase units. Okay, so Great Britain is going to be purchasing a militia upgrade, a colonial, and an artillery for 10, 2 fighters, that's 30. Yep, air transport and airborne, 41, and an additional airborne for 44. Anzac shall purchase a destroyer for 6, because we have improved construction, and release an infantry to free France for a total of 9. And FEC shall build a fighter and a Gurkha for a total of 14. And thus we will spend all our money and move on to our combat movements phase. Okay, several combats going on down here. This Anzac submarine in 88 is going to be moved down to 122 and Convoy Road. The FEC coastal submarine is going to move back 1 space next to Calcutta. Actually, no, we're going to leave the coastal submarine here to Convoy Raid and send the Anzac submarine to 87. Sorry. And then we're going to send this submarine from the Mariana Islands at 91, 1 space up to 55, where he's going to convoy raid, and the submarine here in 88 is going to move 1 space up to, what's this one, 89, where he's also going to convoy raid. Ah, I deleted him. Oh, hang on a second. Okay. So that's all happening. Now, the fleet. There's no airbase in Malaya, is there? No airbase in Malaya. That's good. No issue. We're going to send down attack transports and pick up 3 infantry and a motorized transport and our attack transport. We're going to move up 1, 2, 3 to 122 and drop our motorized infantry and our attack transport into and our 3 infantry into Siam. So we're going to send in 2 infantry on the attack transport. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah. Okay. We are also I'm going to send in the fighter from Western Australia, 1, 2, 3, 4 to Siam, and the 2 fighters from Burma are also going to move into Siam. They're also moving 3, so they have 3 movement left, and the Anzac fighter has 1 movement left. Okay. That's it for combat movements down here. Okay, now next to the UK. The medium bomber and Labrador is going to move 1, 2, go on maritime air patrol, and attack the German submarine off Sea Zone 30. Okay, the strategic bomber in London is going to pick up the airborne, move 1, 2, 3 to Paris, and drop the airborne in Paris. And the medium bomber is going to move down 1, 2, 3, 4, and it has 5 movement, 6, 7 movement, so it can still move back 3 to London. I do believe that is all of my combat moves. Yeah, that's non-combat. Taking the aircraft off map, it's non-combat. So, yes. That, unless I had any plans down here, which I do not appear to have. So yeah, that's all my combat movements. Now let's roll some dice. Let's start with the attack on Paris. So I have an airborne attacking at a 3, and a medium bomber at a 7. I don't believe strategic bombers can carpet bomb while dropping an airborne, so okay. So my airborne at a 3, because he's airdropping, and that misses with an 11, and my medium bomber at a 7 hits with a 2. So now the Germans get to return fire with a militia defending at a 3. It's a city. That's a 4. So thankfully Paris falls to free France. Now nothing happens with Vichy here, sadly. That's only additional in V4. So that's a pity, but yeah, that happens. Okay, so Free France moves up 3. And Germany moves down 3. And now we have 1 attack versus the Japanese. Okay, so we have 3 fighters here. There's just one defending militia again, so as long as we get a hit with one of these fighters, that should be good. There's a hit with one of the fighters. So now the militia returns fire at it too. An 11, again, no issue. So now I get to choose who we're going to give the territory to. Anzac or APC, I believe. No, we only have Anzac land units participating in the combat. So Siam goes to Anzac. Where is it? Here's an Anzac roundel. Siam is Anzac. Okay. And now these fighters are still there. I'm going to non-combat move them later. And now we get a roll for our convoy rates. Okay, so we're going to start with the coastal sub here in 122. Let's boost it up, so that's a 4. That's 4 damage. Then the coastal sub in 89 gets to roll. That does 2 damage. So the Tokyo line is taken away for 5. Not even going to bother rolling for that submarine. So Japan goes down from 65 to 60. Okay, so now I do believe that's all my combat moves, so I shall move on to non-combat movements. I'm going to move the fighter from Sydney up 1, 2, to Queen, up, up, right, I'm attacking this sub, I forgot. Okay, so we have one roll at a 7. Let's roll. That, my friends, is a 9 and not a 7. So the German submarine remains alive. Which is, in fact, unfortunate. We're going to take the bomb off map and land it in Labrador. No, we're going to land it in New York. No, we're going to land it in Labrador. Fighter in Labrador is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to British Midlands. We're going to non-combat move 2 infantry across the channel. I believe we can, because of the channel ports. If I can only send the Marines across, I will send my 2 Marines across. We're going to move a militia from Northern England down to British Midlands, and a militia from British Midlands to London. Now we get to land out. We do also get full Free French militia in Paris. So they're all defending the city. Okay. So now the medium bomb on map N48 is going to be taken off map and land in Gibraltar. And my battleship, heavy cruiser, light cruiser, destroyer, and transport in 48 I'm going to move 1, 2 to 80. re-establishing our British naval presence in the Mediterranean. The destroyer in 83 is going to move up 1, 2, 3 to 80. And, okay, ending my naval non-combat movements. Okay, so we already have 3 French infantry. So we're going to move an infantry to Western Egypt. The one FEC infantry. And then we're going to move an extra FEC, an extra infantry and colonial infantry to Transjordan. And actually, we're going to move the extra infantry, so we have 3 infantry, 1 FEC infantry, and a colonial infantry in Transjordan. The seaplane in Gold Coast is going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Gibraltar. All the fighters in, I'm going to have to create an army group here. Where's an army group? I'm just going to use, yeah, I know what I can use. I'll move the 2 infantry and the militia out of Gibraltar. Out of the army group onto Gibraltar. And then I'm just going to borrow the army group because we are creating a very big army. And Burma. So we're going to have 6 Gurkhas. We have 6 Gurkhas. Let's just grab a red chip. We have 6 Gurkhas and an infantry and an artillery in Burma already. We're going to land all 3 fighters. And then we're also going to move in the 6 infantry, the AA gun, and the 2 Gurkhas from Burma, from Bengal into Burma. No, we're gonna. Okay, we are gonna do that, except we're gonna leave behind 2. Okay, so we're gonna end with 5 infantry here, and we're gonna leave behind 2 infantry. In Bengal. But all the rest are gonna end in Burma. Okay. So that's that. Get down to Anzac. The 2 destroyers and the light cruiser in 144 are going to move to 145. Did I already do the fighter in Sydney moving up to Queensland? Well, he will. And then I'm going to move with him an additional 2 infantry and militia. The remaining units. Okay, you know what? We're just going to send up the whole army. leaving behind 1 infantry in New South Wales. So we're going to have 3 infantry, 3 militia, a fighter, and an artillery in Queensland. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay, so we're done now. We're basically done our turn now. So let's just move into place units. We're going to place a fighter in Calcutta, and an additional Gurkha in Burma for FEC. Anzac is going to place their new destroyer in 146, and then release their Free French infantry to northern Algeria. The UK is going to build an artillery and a colonial infantry in eastern Egypt. They're also going to build... Did I land my aircraft in Paris? Yes, I did. They're also going to build air transport and 2 airborne in London. 2 with an additional air transport and 2 airborne and 2 fighters in London. And then we're going to upgrade the infantry in the militia in Belgian Congo to an infantry. Did I move Anzac up? Anzac goes up to 8. Japan goes down to 46, I believe, for the capture of Siam. Okay. So now we're going to collect our income. I'm going to start with my wartime economy dice. 2 d6s. A 6. Same. I believe that's right. I did press the roll, so $6 with our wartime economy roll. Now we're on 29 as the UK, and there are no enemy submarines on any British convoy. No, there are. There's the one coastal submarine. So we get $3 bonus again, 32. So I'm going to end with 38 because we're going to take all the wartime economy. Anzac collects 10 with their 2 bonus. And they're on 8 because of the capture of Siam. And FEC gets 2 bonus and is on 10, so they end on 12. Okay. That's that. Let's move on to Free France, my favorite nation. I don't know if Free France can still build units in Africa. Please tell me in the comments, but I'm just going to purchase a militia. For our combat moves, we're going to be attacking Tunisia again with 2 infantry, mountain infantry, an artillery, a fighter, and a jet fighter. Hoping for some decent rolls this time. And then we're also going to move one militia into Aquitaine. I'm not sure if I should, but I shall. move up to 7, move Germany down below America, and now let's roll for the battle for Tunisia again. Hopefully my dice are finally going to change, but they're probably not. We're not expecting a victory here. Just want to whittle down the enemy. 2 attacks at 2, including a first strike, fighter and a jet fighter. We're at -1 with our land units because of the desert. So there's no need to have an order of casualties. I know what order they're going to be taking. So we're going to start with our first strike at... I thought these were the wrong place. So we're going to start with our first strike at a 2. Hopefully. No, didn't expect anything. 2 at 1. There's a 2, but we're at 1. And our supported infantry at 2. Hey, yo! That's a hit. So then we have a fighter and a jet fighter. The fighter's going to be the light green. Jet fighter's going to be the orange. So another hit. A militia and 3 defense rolls at 4. So that's 1 hit at a 2. So we're going to lose an infantry. They'll lose a militia and an infantry. And then we'll continue into round 2. Okay. So the 2 blue dice are at 2 and the pink dice is at 1. That's actually a hit. And the same with the aircraft. Orange is jet fighter. A hit with the fighter, so we captured the land zone. They get 2 hits. Now Tunisia is a desert territory. I'm just going to keep the artillery. Not sure if that's smart, but I am going to. Heck, let's just keep the mountain infantry. We'll keep the infantry. Where is he? He's the mountain brigade. So finally Tunisia has been liberated, but we've lost so many troops doing it, doesn't even seem like a victory. And they can just take it back. There's Italy. Here they are. And down to 9. And they get to land my aircraft. They have 5 movement left. 4 movement left, sorry. We could land them in Paris, but they'll just die in Paris. So we're going to fly them to northern Algeria. Okay. So Free France collects 8 IPP to end with 9. And then they get to place their militia. And the militia is going to be placed in Paris. Okay, so thank you for watching. I'll pass it on to the veteran with his Italian turn for January of 19... Is it July? I think it's January 1944. Could be July. I'll I'll double check that. So yeah, I'll pass it on to the veteran, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.